What's up, YouTube? This your boy Game for Daniel, aka Big D. I'm back with another unboxing video, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. So we got this big old box here, and can't wait to open it up and show you guys what I got. So it came directly from Go Hawk's factory or department, whatever you want to say, but it came directly from there, and I'm actually really excited because I ordered this 2 days ago and it literally came within 2 days, and I'm so glad it came early because I start my new job. Yes, I got a new job full-time now, so I'm not now working at Dollar General no more. I ain't working at part-time shit, and it was just, long story short, I didn't like the way Dollar General as a company, like, they got new CEOs, so the management is just so poor. There was a lot of disrespect I was getting. My hours were being screwed over, my paychecks were being screwed over, and enough was enough. And I got away from there, so I start my new job full-time at a factory job. I'll keep it like that. It's a factory job, but it pays really good, full benefits and everything. So, long story short, got a new job, starts Monday, and I'm so glad I got this because I want to have a stereo on my bike before, because I don't want to be traveling with no music. I love music. If you know me, I'm in a band, I do music, I'm always doing music, so I gotta have music when I'm traveling. So yeah, I'm glad this came. Alright, so here is the package. It's actually got some weight to it too, but this is the Go Hawk pretty much stereo for a motorcycle. So this guy cost me about $38, I believe. $38. I got it refurbished, so that was why it was cheap. I think this guy for the 2-speaker set runs for $60. I almost bought the 4-speaker set, but I was like, why get 4 when I have 2 already on the bike? So I was just gonna connect, because you can hook 4 speakers to this amp. So I was like, I'm not gonna buy the 4, save my money. I already have 2 speakers already waiting. So if you get the 4-speaker set, I think it's like $89 for that set. So here is the features. It is a 180 watt max amplifier, built-in Bluetooth 4.0. It has a 33.5 millimeter jack, built-in FM radio, wire control with LED light, support USB and micro SD. It's water resistant speakers and compatible with all 12-volt applications. Now, it says water resistant speakers. It said that it was waterproof, not resistant, so that's kind of a little false advertising. They did say that the amp is not waterproof, so I will put that as a disclaimer. If you're looking for a full waterproof, I click off this video now. They're already saying the speakers are resistant and the amp is not waterproof at all, but I have a scooter and I have a perfect spot that's going to go underneath my seat, so no water won't be hitting it. Package includes speakers, amp, wired mounting hardware, aux cord, power cord, user manual. This is by Go Hawk. Let's see if they're any good. This is the TS3. So we got the manual here. There's the manual. Ooh, these look nice looking. Look at this nice chrome looking speaker. So I think these are 4-inch speakers, I believe. This right here is the dongle to control everything up front, which says right here. Got your screws. And what sold me on these as it came with mirror mounts, so I can mount the speakers on the mirror. Rubber grips, screws, and right here is the amp. So yeah, pretty decent size. So I took out the old receiver that I had for the 2 speakers that I did have on it. So taking those off and taking the whole panel, but this time I'm going to do it smart. So last time when I had this on, I had it plugged in directly to my battery, which was draining my battery every time. This time I'm going to do it smart and hook it up right to my ignition. So every time I turn the ignition on, it will turn on the amp. Alright, so got the whole front fender off. I'm gonna give it a nice clean too. Give the bike a nice clean. Probably clean up in here. But right here is where I need to be with my wiring. So like I said, I am gonna hook it up directly to my ignition. Definitely looks, whoa, a lot of bikes. Anyway, what I was saying, it definitely looks a lot naked now. A lot naked. I don't need to take this. I just loosened this so I can be able to get that off and back on. So I have the speaker, and it is a chrome speaker too. So it looks really shiny, really nice looking. Heck yeah. So I got two chrome speakers. These are actually 3-inch speakers. Here is the amp, GoHawk TS3 180. This is not waterproof, but we got the wires for that and the power. So it's basically the same identical setup, is what is pretty much same setup as this thing. So this thing is pretty much like the same identical, which this is the speakers that came with it. Literally identical speakers, like straight up. But this thing doesn't really push a whole lot. But one thing I do like about this, it's fully waterproof. And that's what I liked about this. But this thing was like pretty cheap. It was only like 20 bucks compared to almost 40 bucks. So I hope to see an upgrade with this. And I can be able to hook up 4 speakers to this. So you have a little more features with this guy. So I'm hoping to see a better quality. Alright, so I drilled a couple holes right here so I can be able to screw the amp underneath the seat. That will keep it nice and dry, keeping it from getting wet, since this amp ain't waterproof, but this one is. But this is more like an amp though. This is like an actual like amp. So I'm gonna drill a couple holes right here so I can screw the other side, and that way the amp ain't sliding around. So I had to be really careful because my gas tank is literally behind this. So I had to be really careful drilling. But I figured down here was a better spot because there's more room to drill. Alright guys, so it's good to go. It's not going anywhere. As you see, I'm pulling on that sucker and it's moving the bike. So yeah, it ain't going anywhere now. Alright, so now I need to wire the wires into my ignition, so that way I'm not running it straight to my battery and draining my battery. So as soon as the ignition's on, it'll flip the amp on. Because the last time I hooked this thing up, I hooked it straight to the battery and it constantly drained my battery, and I had a dead battery almost all the time because when I was done riding, it would just be sitting there draining my battery, and I would have to ride the bike to charge the battery back up, and it was just a hassle. Alright guys, so I got my old set of speakers. I got the one hooked up, well it's not hooked up, but it's plugged in to the amp. And thankfully this came with mounts. It came with 2 mounts like this, and then it also came with 2 mounts for the mirrors. So I'm going to use these mounts for the old set of speakers, and then the new speakers on the mirrors. You'll see how I have this once I do it, once I hook it up. I'm actually amazed that everything's working out. But I'm actually like this amp. I'm glad that the speakers are compatible with this new amp. So I'm glad all the speakers are working and fit right. Alright guys, so I got the new speaker going on here. Here is the mirror mount. So we basically take the bottom of this, line it up like that, and then put the 4 screws in. Alright guys, so I have the 2 speakers mounted on the mirror mount. So that's what they look like right there. I have the mirrors nice and tight so they're not going anywhere. So now I need to wire them up and somehow hide the wires and run them back to the amp. So I'm going to run the wires down through the headlight, down through here, because the cord is long enough. If you guys are wondering how long the cord is, it's actually pretty long enough. So I'm going to run it down through and then down underneath and try to work its way up under the seat, which will plug right in the back of the amp. So I pushed the cord down through there, running right underneath, which is right under here. If you guys see right here, this is where the wire is running underneath, and then I have the wire right here. So we're gonna push it right up through here, which is where underneath my seat is at, aka where the engine's at as well. And how we're gonna do this, my scooter has a cover right here that I can pop right open, and I'm gonna have the cord come up right through here. Boom, fed right up through. And look, we still have plenty of wires. So if you guys are curious how long these are, they're long enough. So go ahead and plug it right into the white cord, which is where my front left speaker, so it's my front left. Go ahead and plug it in. All right guys, so I have everything plugged in, as you see right there. Power, control box, you might as well say, and all 4 speakers. So I'm gonna get all this looking nice and then hook up the power to the ignition. Alright guys, so as you see, the speakers are on it. We got the 2 up front and the 2 on the back. But heck yeah.